Well, hello everyone and welcome to another class. I'm Teacher Del and today we're going to be talking about tricky prepositions. I know that's a subject that you really like because that makes your English even better. Okay, knowing the right prepositions and how to use them will make you fluent. So before we talk about prepositions, let's talk about what we learned last week, what you learned last week. Now last week it was with Teacher Robin, and again it was a great class because it was phrasal verbs for work. Okay, so how to learn phrasal verbs and also examples of useful phrasal verbs for work or any other time. So if you want to watch the class again, it's very easy, or if let's say you've missed it, okay, you go back onto our Facebook page, you go onto the left hand side here, as you can see on the screen, click onto the video section and then you will be able to watch the class again. You can leave some comments, that's not a problem, we will always reply. Okay, so tricky prepositions. First of all, what are prepositions? Okay, they show the relationship between other words in a sentence. Yeah, they kind of connect the words together. They give information about time, space, and also direction or location. And they can change the meaning of a verb, especially the phrasal verbs. So you know the phrasal verbs are difficult to learn because the preposition, keeps changing and it gives a different meaning. Right, prepositions are one of the hardest things to learn in English. Is that true or false? Actually, in any language, it's true. Because often you think of a preposition in your own language, so you translate it, but often this doesn't work, okay? So, yes, that's why it's difficult. And the English language uses many prepositions and some of them can be confusing. Right, we've got some people joining the class. That's brilliant. We've got Gerardo, Ivan, Josmar and Paz. Okay, welcome to the class. Are you regular viewers or is it the first time that you watch an ABBA Live class? Let me know and again we'll be able to talk further about this. So, how to learn the prepositions? Well, every time you're going to learn a verb, try to learn the preposition that goes with it. That's often one of the biggest mistakes. People, for example, learn to look, okay? But to look could mean different things. Is it to look at, to look for, to look after? You have to learn the preposition. And also to listen to, because it just goes together. To listen on its own, it's not good enough. Some rules apply, like for dates, we'll talk about that later, and location. You would say on 13th of March or at home, okay? So, how to learn them again? Because you can learn with ABBA, which is a natural method. You can learn by watching films and then you repeat the English that you hear. Therefore, you repeat the preposition without thinking about it. Practicing, doing exercises, reading is the best way, okay? So, I've selected a few for you today. Right, the verb to hear, okay? So here we've got to hear from. To hear from means to get information from someone through messages, letters or phone. To hear from. Let's look at an example. I heard, that's in the past, I heard from David the other day. He sent me a message, I heard from him, okay? Or I haven't heard from her for a while, okay? So to hear from someone. Okay, sorry, there's a mistake here. It should be hear or heard of. Okay, to hear of, okay, means to know about something, somewhere or someone, okay? So let's have a look at an example. Have you heard of a place called Littlehampton? Okay, could be a question. Have you heard of that place? And somebody could say, no, I haven't heard, another topic, I haven't heard of this singer before. Have you? That would be asking you if you have heard or not. So to hear of, okay? And the last one, to hear about. To hear about means to be informed about something, okay? So another example, did you hear about what happened at work? Did you hear about? They'll hear about it later, they'll find out later, they'll get the information later. So here we've got the verb to hear with 3 different prepositions. So again, as you know, you've got the chance to watch the class again, so if you want to take it all in, you can watch the class later on again. So another one, among versus between. We use among when we refer to several things which are grouped together. And we use between when we talk about two things, okay? When we refer to two things, it's always easier with an example. So, I sat among the students. That's like there were a lot of students and I sat among them, okay? I sat between Jamie and Paul, all right? So, I was there and Jamie was there and Paul was there. Two things, two people here. Okay. Among or amongst, I often get this kind of question, but basically it means the same thing, okay? Both prepositions mean the same thing, but amongst is more formal and you do sound the S. So Shakespeare is amongst the best playwrights of his time, okay? Amongst others. Depends on. Often I hear, I see, I read this mistake, okay? Learners write, it depends of, because in some of the languages it's the preposition, the equivalent is of. It's wrong in English. In English it's always it depends on. So if there's one thing you need to remember from today, it's this, okay? It depends on. For example, it depends on you, it depends on the weather, it depends on the exam results, not of. Okay, you know it now. Now let's have a look at in, at and on. Right, in here is used to talk about unspecific times and moments. In the morning, in 2018, our train leaves in 2 hours, okay? Or I'll see you in a bit, right? So it's unspecified. We don't exactly know when exactly. In is used to talk about a location or a place. In Paris, in the States, in Rome, okay? In about a place. At is used to indicate a place or a specific time. I'll meet you at the bus stop. This is specific, at the bus stop, at 9:30. And we say at home. Often students get confused between in and at. I think again it's practice, you know, we've got the rule, but sometimes you don't remember the rule when you talk. It's just practice. On, used with days and dates. My birthday is on the 2nd of June, on. Used with devices. What's on TV tonight? Or on the internet, on YouTube, on Facebook, okay? It's also used with means of transport. I'm on the bus, okay? Used to indicate how to position something. Put the plates on the table, okay? Leave the book on the desk, all right? And that's it. So I've given you lots of information. You need to watch the class again so you can take it all in, make some notes and then practice. But first we're going to practice together. As you know, I've got some questions. The first one is write a sentence using the preposition at. Okay, remember I've given you some examples. Number 1, write a sentence using it depends on. It's just a short sentence, so I know you've got it. And number 3, write a sentence using the preposition between, not among, but between, so you know the difference. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do this, and then I'll be able to check your comments live and give you feedback. But first I'm going to tell you about our wonderful ABBA course for you to learn English, okay? So basically here at ABBA, we've got a fantastic course that goes from beginners all the way to advanced business level, 144 units, so that's a lot of units, and each unit works in the same way. Starts with an ABBA film, which is a short film, so for you to hear different conversations and to repeat and to practice through listening, different activities around the film, video classes where we explain grammar points to you in a very simple way, and also an assessment test at the end to check what you've learned. Okay, it's a very flexible course because we've got an application, and also you can use it on, you can actually do the course using a computer. So it could be on your smartphone, on your tablet, or on your PC at home. If you start with one device, you can continue with another one. You don't have to start again. Okay, and we do lots of additional resources. We've got the ABBA journal where we write lots of fantastic blog posts, whether it's grammar like today or any other topics. Okay, and we're on YouTube, on Twitter, and as you know, on Facebook. And I forgot to mention, but you could be a premium student or a free student, right? A free student, you have access to the first unit of every level and all grammar classes, so that's 144. But if you are a premium student, that's the best way for you to learn English. And on top of that, you have access to everything, of course. And on top of that, you can write to your own teacher. You can write to teacher Robin, okay, that you know well. You write to her about a grammar point, anything about the course, and then she will reply within 24 hours. So it's a really good service. Let me see if we've got any comments. Maybe you are still writing. Okay. So while you do that, let me tell you about what you're going to learn next week. Next week, it's English and video games, okay? Are you hooked on Fortnite? Is that what you are playing at the moment, okay? So again, English and video games. A lot of my students have learned English through video games, lots of different verbs and things. So, okay. So make sure that you keep writing your comments, because even though we're going to finish the class, I will check your comments later. All right, so turn on your notifications so you're always notified. And thank you very much for your participation. It's been a pleasure, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.